brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. Amy Fadul, Jim Lynam alongside. And Jim, a stinker of a game on Saturday, but what a breath of fresh air this one was. The starters didn't even have to play into the fourth quarter. You saw the bench erupt for 67 points.
Yeah, the bench was huge, Jim, and I particularly liked the Sixers got off to a little bit of a shaky start at the top of the second half, and then boom, I think they went on a 13-0 run, and from there they were in control the rest of the way.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Of course, no Tobias Harris. He was the only starter missing. Mike Scott did get the start in his place. Here is Mike Scott with Mark Zumoff.
Mike, a couple of days ago, Doc Rivers had some comments about the team where he said the team totally lacked energy. Did those words from your coach resonate with your team heading into this one?
Yeah. Cleveland's a good team. Probably struggling a little bit this year, but, we got to beat those teams. We got to take care of those guys, and we didn't. So we came out tonight, played against a scrappy Indiana team. From my end, we just needed energy, hustle plays, and, that's what I'm here for, just to do the little things and, pick our guys up.
Well, that's what you said this morning. Just quoting you, you said, I have to do other things other than, quote, just stand in the corner. You tied your career high, or I should say you set a career high tonight with 4 steals.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, man, just being active, just bringing energy, doing little things, just being active. That's about it, man, just making those hustle plays.
You were 4 for 4 from the field, 3 for 3 from beyond. Does a player know coming into a game, hey, this is going to be my night, or do you just have to sort of get a vibe as the game goes on?
I go into every game just being confident, watching film. With my role is, I'm not going to get, 20, 15 shot, which is cool. I just go out there, play my game, do what the team needs, space the floor, be active, play hard defense, foul every now and then, and I'm good with that. That's my job.
Mike Scott, you did a good job tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, he did. And let's check in with one of the guys you heard there, Mark Zumoff and Ala Abdelnaby, as well as we cross it over. And guys, we were just talking about the bench. We were talking about how this will leave. It was nice to have a game like this, especially after the one where they only scored 92 in regulation over the Cleveland Cavaliers. So I want to go to something that you asked Mike Scott. They obviously heard what Doc Rivers was saying. It wasn't about execution, Rivers says. It was about effort. And that's not something you usually hear from a coach, certainly publicly, but these guys took it to heart.
As they should. I remember Larry Brown, Ali, used to say, I don't coach effort, I coach execution. So when you're a coach, it's really the only thing you could do, that and maybe withhold playing time from a player if things aren't going so well from an effort standpoint. Thank goodness that wasn't an issue at all tonight.
No, they came out and they played well. They were the harder working team, and that should always be the case, regardless of being able to rely on your talent. We know on paper the 76ers are going to be more talented than their opponents more often than not. But you cannot be outworked and out-hustled. And I think when the 76ers can have those nights where they match the talent and the effort, unstoppable, or at least they have no peer.
Absolutely. Gentlemen, thanks so much. We will see you on Wednesday for the game that is the last one before the All-Star break. The best team in the West against the best team in the East. Should be a good one. We'll see you Wednesday. Thanks, guys.
You got it.
All right, let's check out our Colonial Nissan Game Changer. I'm sorry, this is our Yingling Presents Lager Up. Pardon me. Well, it is concerning that bench. We were just talking about it, Jimmy. We're talking about Shake Milton and Furkan Korkmaz. Shake Milton, 26 points. We knew he was capable of this earlier in the year, but he seemingly kind of had a bit of a lull. It's nice to see him bounce back.
Yeah, he was in a bit of a lull, Aim. And again, when he was out there for that period of time with injury, and it's not just the easiest thing to flip that switch when you come back, but he was on top of his game tonight, and here you see his teammate, Furkan Korkmaz, knowing that he had it going, looking for him. And here Korkmaz, who had a big night from three-point range himself. And this was a terrific cross-court pass by Embiid, and Korkmaz took care of the rest.
Yeah, it was that ankle injury he suffered in the Kings game. He missed a number of games after that, and he had been working his way back, so it was nice to see him get 26. Furkan Korkmaz, we know he's a three-point specialist. Well, he had 6 threes tonight. That is what you need from a guy off your bench for sure.
Yeah, again, he's not going to give you 6 every night, obviously, but I think Zoo pointed out on the telecast, he was up to a 40% range shooting that 3-ball last year, and that's what the Sixers expect from him and need from him. So it was good to see him rise to the occasion tonight.
Those points right there, part of a 67 bench point effort as the Sixers win going away 130-114. All right, we're going to take our first time out here on Sixers Post Game Live, brought to you by Cure Auto Insurance. We're going to hear from Doc Rivers on his team's bounce back win. But of course, why wouldn't we play? It's a win. You know we play it after every single win. So clap your hands, everybody, for your Philadelphia 76ers. Jimmy's going to clap his hands. There you go. See? Everybody.
Sixers Post Game Live is presented by Cure.
Sixers and the NBA Finals. So let's look at how bunched up it is in the East. It's hard to believe your eyes. Look, teams 4 through 10 are all tied in the loss column. That is ridiculous. Coach, let's start with tonight's opponent, the Indiana Pacers. They're supposed to get Caris LeVert and T.J. Warren back not long after the All-Star break. Could the Pacers be a dangerous matchup for the Sixers once fully healthy?
Fully healthy, Danny, the Pacers can be a hard matchup for virtually any team, Sixers included. You just named two very, very good players. I would think it's fair to say that T.J. Warren, you remember in the bubble, he gave the Sixers 50 last year.
Yeah.
That was his in the process of him having his best NBA season. He was averaging a shade under 20 points, real good three-point shooter, shot over 50 from the field. T.J. Warren's a legit player. And Caris LeVert was having similarly his best year, I thought, for the Brooklyn Nets before the big trade. And unfortunately, he has a medical situation he's dealing with.
And you have a guy in T.J. McConnell who kind of knows this roster a little bit, so that also could be a fly in the ointment, so to speak. But, Coach, let's move on to Miami, Boston, and Toronto. They're all 5 through 7 in the standings right now. Does one of those teams stand out as a potentially tricky playoff matchup for the Sixers in your eyes?
Danny, when healthy, for me, flip a coin. I think any one of those three teams, will be very, very competitive. It's, it's not an automatic that once we get by, fill in the blank, Toronto, Boston, whomever, then we're looking to take down. No, you're going to have to play close to your best, in my opinion, to beat a healthy any one of those three teams, Boston, Miami, or the Raptors.
As we mentioned off the top of the show, the schedule is not very favorable for the Sixers in the second half. Let's move on to the comments now. We asked you, do you think the Sixers have a strong enough supporting cast for a deep playoff run? We posed this to you on Twitter, and Henry chimed in saying, I think it's obvious the Sixers are one offensive player threat away from getting to the finals and winning the chip. Is it that simple in your eyes, Coach?
I think Henry's right on, Danny, but I would say that the one guy away has to be an established, legit player. When I say, I mean experienced, you need a body of work where you can have a high expectation that he's going to be able to deliver at playoff time. And the only way you know that is somebody who's been there.
Would you be comfortable if that guy was coming off the bench, or would you prefer it to be a starter?
No, off the bench is fine. I just think the premium one three-point shooting, I mean, whether you like it or dislike it, it's there. And for the Sixers, given the teams they're going to play against and the caliber of the opposition three shooting, the Sixers are going to have to be able to pick that up.
Yeah, JT, on the other hand, saying, Coach, nah, but also I think Ben and Embiid will never win together. They don't have the right mix at any level of their roster. I know this might be a, quote, hot take, but we do this every year for a stretch. Yo, this is it. They turned the corner. Not. Get JoJo a real guard. Are the Sixers lacking a real guard, a guy who can just kind of set the offense up and get out the way, so to speak?
No, Danny, I think the myth has been dispelled, and I'll just use Doc Rivers as my expert. I think he likes this team. He thinks this team is capable of winning a championship, and obviously led by that twosome of Ben and Joel, and a terrific number 3 guy in Tobias.
Now, Coach, when you look at what the Sixers have, a lot of names have been thrown out there. Kyle Lowry, the most recent one. Do you feel like there's a fit for him here if the Sixers were to make a trade for him?
Without question, Danny. Kyle Lowry is not just a terrific player. He already has a ring, great competitor, but above all, he's a winner.
He's a winner. There you have it from Coach Lynham. And that's it for the warm-up. I'm Danny Palmels, but don't go anywhere. Jim Lynham is...
Well, as you take a look, the Sixers are hoping to stay in first place tonight with two teams breathing down their necks. The Brooklyn Nets They're on the road in San Antonio tonight, and the Bucks are off before they host Denver tomorrow night. And with that, we welcome you here to Sixers Pregame Live, brought to you by Cadillac. I'm Amy Fadul, and I'm joined by the coach, Jim Lynam. And Jim, finishing first should be really crucial come playoff time. When you look at the potential opponents, you want to avoid both of them. You can't avoid both, but you don't want to have to play 1-2 in the Bucks and the Nets. You'll have to play one likely, right? But
yeah.
How small is the margin of error in your opinion?
Well, all you have to do is look at those